Sure, sure. Mhm. As I said, I see the environment very much data science, but Jazz here in the call is really experienced with it. So yeah, I'll have to go now, but yeah, you can take up Jazz this conversation. I'll leave it to you. It was great talking to you.
Hello, hello. Am I audible? Okay, yeah, I was trying to speak since a while. I don't know why I wasn't not audible. Mm. Is it good? Is it good now? Ah, okay, that sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was listening your chat, but I was trying to speak. Somehow I don't know why my sound wasn't reaching you guys. Probably it was something to do with my microphone. I just restarted it and I think it sounds better now. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I was analyzing. I mean, going through all the messages in the server since days, and I saw a lot of people interested in learning about data science. So, I thought, I mean, I am one. I won't say I have learned data science, but yes, I've been in data science for like maybe 1.5 years now. So it's I'm still learning, right? So and community gives a lot of opportunity to actually network with the other data scientists. So I thought, um if I have some free time and if the others also have free time, let's meet up sometime and like discuss what we are learning and what we are working on. So yeah, let's start. Like how is your thing going? Like how are you learning data science? Okay. Okay, right, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, missing values. It's so important problem. Like missing values is such an important problem. So the 90% of data we get, it's so weird. I mean, you just don't want to use that data. I mean, so if you know the data set that are available online, Kaggle, other websites, that is such a pure form of data. I would die if somebody would give that sort of data to me. But 95% of time, people give such an obnoxious data, such a weird data. I mean, yeah, I mean that's so weird. You cannot even actually think about reading it. You wouldn't understand. Some values are completely. I mean, people they don't take feedback seriously. I mean, and it's not their fault. It's not something they have to do it. If I'm a customer, I'm buying your product. That's enough. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing. Now I cannot spend like another 20 minutes answering every single question the way you want me to answer. I mean, so people write all these weird answers. Oh, I like the product. People write, oh, I think you should improve. People like you guys suck. So what is this data like? How am I supposed to improve myself just based on this? So so yeah. So this yeah, this missing value is such an important problem. Like we do it by imputing some means, we do it imputing some nans to zeros. A couple of we sometimes we even learn it. We even learn a distribution. We take some normal Gaussian and we sort of put missing values just like that. So how is it your thing going? I'm sorry, I'm talking much. I didn't realize, but when I start talking, I just sort of start talking. Yeah. Right. Right, very different things. I mean, sometimes, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Hmm. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, sometimes the situation is so bad that we completely discard the data. Like, no, no, none of the algorithm is going to work to fill this missing data. Let's completely discard this column, like completely. So it's such a hard problem, like because the thing is, when you do not, when you do not, I mean, when you don't have a good data to fill, then it actually creates some bias, right? Let's say there are 10 people and only two of them have filled that column, the other 8 haven't filled that column, and essentially what I will be doing is filling those two values to the rest 8, and and that will cause me a big cascaded problem. Like all of my predictions will come to wrong because I have created a bias just based on those two people. So we essentially, like, we get rid of it and we don't even think about it anymore. Yeah. So first of all, first of all, it's like a greedy problem. We don't remove the entire data set. We remove the columns to an extent. We have some sensible subset of the data. We'll just remove the columns. We will won't remove the entire row essentially. Because I mean, because if you think, if you keep on removing rows and columns both, then what is left? You have to choose it greedily. You have to do the feature engineering in such a way that it sort of makes sense at the end. I mean, and that's the hard part. It's purely based on intuitions. I mean, there's no algorithm. Algorithms are just like they're just few tools that you have. But at the end of the day, let's say if there is an Indonesian community that's buying some traditional Indonesian cloth, right? So there are some columns that algorithm says they are not important, but you as an Indonesian, you feel no, this is the most important thing people are going to focus on when buying their traditional cloth. And you have that domain knowledge, right? Right, you know, like men in Indonesia prefer these kind of clothes and women in Indonesia prefer these kind of clothes. And now, even though 2 out of your 10 subjects have filled that cloth preference, you can easily guess that preference for the rest 8 people, because you know men and women in Indonesia are not much different. Like men on, as compared to the men population, and women as compared to the women population, they're not very much different in terms of choices. So now you can what do you call, not algorithmically but heuristically, by your own intuition and common Indonesian sense, you can impute that. So my approach to it would be, keep your mind open, don't just so data science is only 50% about the tools that you have. At the end of the day, if the data science is like the science of the data. So it yeah, it does not anywhere say this science of data has to be solved by computers. It says this, yeah, and humans play a very important role here. And you know, the best data scientists out there are not technologists. They are the one who know the domain, because that's what is important. And I mean, eventually across, I mean, over the time, that's a skill I would want to acquire. I mean, not the tools. I mean, tools I can definitely learn. I can spend 1 hour and I can learn the tool. That's not a big deal. But knowing the psychology behind the data, the psychology of those filling the data, connecting with those, that's the important skill that every data scientist. Because you know, with the advent of no code, you know about the no code revolution that is taking place. People are going more and more into the no code softwares. That essentially means you don't need to be a coder if you want to build website, if you want to build complicated softwares. It so it's like you do things that you are skilled at. I mean, that actually requires a subtle, I mean, a what do you call, a different skill, right? Because everybody's human touch is different. So focus on that, because at the end of the day, the world is meant to be run by humans, not machines. So that, yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, honestly, I would not recommend anybody to like just just narrow their perspective of building algorithms and essentially be in the process of the product, not the algorithm. That's where the most ideas come from. If you look at the major softwares, they're not essentially big like revolutionary softwares. They're just softwares that connect to humans. Facebook is very big now. It's very technology driven now, but it wasn't a technological prodigy when it first came. It was just a software that could connect a couple of friends who wanted to hang out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was based on human emotions. It was based on human touch. Other Instagram, you want to show off to your friends. You want to share where you are. There, that's what where it was born. I mean, it's not completely everything great is human touch. You look at Elon Musk. His main major companies are tech first. I mean, not everybody's tech first these days, but I mean, they are technical advancements like sending everybody to Mars. That's a human. Yeah, that's taking human race to a next step. That's something technology is like advancing the human race. So that's a whole different story. But a lot of other popular things, I mean, that pretty much Google. That's that was out of a human problem too. I mean, so at the end of the day, everything is a human problem. So it's. I mean, even if today somebody asks you how would you build a startup, they wouldn't be very much yeah, they would say, "ठीक है," they were like, "Okay, your technology is amazing. That all pointers about your accuracy, about your what do you call robustness, all of that is perfect. But tell me, what are the customers saying about it? What are the humans saying about it?" So that's where every data scientist should think. I mean, so currently, the so this is one thing uh, I usually think we are lacking as an online learning community. I mean, not us, but a lot of online learning communities. So it's like everybody's focusing on giving out the courses. Like, I mean, everybody wants to give out certification. Everybody wants to give out these kind of things, projects, right? Portfolio, resume. Everybody wants to build the resume, but nobody wants to actually build your what do you call thinking, or build your what do you call yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's where the psychology difference is. These things are no longer a soft skill. With advance, with the advancement of technology, hands on into technology is getting easier, right? Right now, getting in the barrier to get into data science is not much. If you imagine few years back, maybe 5 years back or 10 years back, you could not even imagine getting into data science because there was so much barrier. There weren't enough resources to learn, first of all, and there weren't enough GPUs. There weren't enough frameworks that you could apply algorithms. And those guys, they used to write all the algorithms, be it k nearest neighbors, logistic regression, linear regression, all by themselves in C++. I don't imagine even 5% of today's data scientists being able to do that. Because, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm coming at. I mean, everybody's trying to fast track their process into data science. So, if you talk to most of the people out there, including me, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the one who can code everything in C++. So, here's the catch: everybody can code, but no, only few can code it right. Right. So, everybody's doing one or two odd courses online. Maybe Andrew Ng's course, maybe some course from Coursera, Udemy, all those courses. I mean, kind of remains same for most of the people. And the next thing they're doing is they're getting hands-on projects. So the time between learning about why this algorithm, like learning about the theoretical nuances of the algorithm, l- even trying to implement that algorithm from scratch, that time is fast tracked to just importing sklearn and just importing some more data set, iris maybe, titanic maybe, and then just having fun. So that essentially creates a lot of data scientists, but creates less amount of quality data scientists. So that's a little different when you think about it like that. But again, with see again, to my point that everybody can actually import sklearn and run a- random forests and all those models. So where is the skill? What is the skill? Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If everybody's able to use certain libraries, which are used by most of the data scientists out there, then what do you think? I mean, this sounds cool right now because data science is still evolving, it's still developing. But few years down the lane, 10 years, when these things importing, what do you call, data science profile algorithms is super cheap, then what? I mean, then what is somebody going to pay you for if that sort of things actually becomes very common? So there's where the human touch, the experience comes into picture. Exactly, definitely. Right. Mm. So here's a little difference too. I mean, technology, technology is always important. It's never technology is not important. But what I'm trying to say is the way people are learning it now, that is not important. They're not learning technology. I mean, they just want to be in a space. They just want to be in data science. I mean, they're not paying enough attention to at least learn what runs behind all these algorithms. Y- Yeah, yeah. People just want to. Everybody, I mean, people. Data science is being portrayed as like a crash course that you can sort of do in few months, and I mean, and that's really terrible, right? People with no interest. I mean, I wouldn't say no interest at that moment when they are doing, but no long-term interest. People don't even think about key if this thing for me, if this thing is for me in long term. You just think, okay, hey, look, data scientists are earning like six figures. Why not? Why not learn it? And that's so bad. I mean, the culture about technology. So it's one thing when I observe people online. I feel really sad because they have wrong idea about technology. They I mean a lot of people who are like talking about technology online have never had their hands on a real piece of code. And by real piece I don't mean the piece that is available like the basic competitive, I mean all those Kaggle notebooks and stuff. Real piece, by that I mean something you engineer, something you deploy to the real world, you get feedback, you re-engineer, and the cycle goes on. A lot of people have to understand that part. I mean, I can do a course on any technology and I can say, hey, look, I'm a technologist. That's not what I mean. Yeah, I mean, and people have to see where their interest lies. A lot of people I know, they are very good in management. They are very good in what do you call business operations. Yet they want to get into data science because they think their jobs are obsolete. They think, who wants a business operational right these days? Every company's tech first. So all these sort of misinformation, they kind of disproportionately push people into data science, which I think is wrong. I think people have to get the right idea about the technology, and before even starting a course, they have to spend like 2 months, not 2 months. That's a hell lot of time, but at least a lot of time researching about the data science. And beyond that, they should talk to a lot of data scientists and a lot of they people who've been deploying data science to real world problems, because a lot of people, I mean, a lot of folks out there, they do data science, but their data science algorithms are not being, what do you call, published somewhere. They're not reaching a point. Some people are using data science to like analyze data. That is cool, right? That's a tool you can actually use to analyze your data. That is so cool. But that's not reaching your end customer. That is not a service that our people are using. That's just you are using for analysis. That's cool, right? Who's saying that's bad? So it's like, the best softwares. What are the best softwares in your opinion? And you think about the best softwares. You think like this. Think about the best softwares that exist in the world, and think about what people behind building those did. You will never you will see how the technology was made by them. It wasn't, I mean, how what understanding they had behind building those. you know Steve Wozniak, when he made Apple computer. Yeah, I mean, like, that is not like, I mean, doing so, that's where wrong idea comes into picture. People just want to learn a framework. They just want to do a piece of code by copying it from online, and they think, hey, look, we are building tech, we are building cool products. But that's not even even 1% of what people used to build technology few years back. And I'm not saying now people don't use. A lot of good technologists these days are building technology that way. You know about Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, the co-founder maybe. So you see the level of technological advancement that guy has done. He's built the fucking Ethereum by himself. That's what, right? So I mean, so you don't have to be working on building such big products. I mean, big project just by your own. That's not the definition you will be considered a technologist for. But what I'm saying is, focus. I would really want people to focus on engineering things. I mean, building things that are tech driven. I mean, yeah. When they do something, they know. Okay, yeah, I'm doing I'm doing k means here. Probably this data set requires a better understanding of clustering, and maybe after that I can run an SVM. Sort of things like they understand what that mean. I mean, they're building technology. They're not just using it. They should not be a practitioner. They should rather be an engineer rather than, yeah. Hmm. So that yeah. So that's exactly. So here's where the difference comes in. So there are mostly two types of data scientists who are building data science and who are building using data science. So there are mostly two types of data scientists out there who are building new stuff via data science, or sort of who are building data science. But and there these other who are building just using data science, who are just building building something else, doing something else just by using data science as a task, as a feature. So I mean, if your main focus is not building a data science first product, then essentially the level of data science you will be using in your product is going to be nominal at the very most. Yeah, I mean that's normal, right? That's, let's say you were if I'm a technologist, I am building products. Definitely I'm building it for customers. But I'm a technologist. So the amount of sales that I do is 10% of the amount of sales that a sales guy does. I Yeah, exactly. So I mean, so that's same, right? If your product is not data science first and you're just using it for your data science for any sort of counterpart of that product, so it's natural to assume, okay, maybe data science is not as it was portrayed, and essentially that is true. I mean, see, it's like every cybersecurity job online is posted as a hacker. They say, oh, you want to hack systems, you sort of want to be the Mr. Robot. You know about Mr. Robot? Yeah, I mean, so that's how they portray it online. But when you go into most of the cybersecurity roles, you're like, bro, that's that's not even 1% of what we were thinking we are going to do here. So that's same similar happens. So it is a natural phenomenon of marketing. You have to market 10x and sell x. I mean, not saying that's what it happens, but you have to sell the vision. Everybody buys the vision. Yeah, exactly, and that's where everybody gets attracted to data science. So a lot of my friends who are not into AI, they think I build some kind of systems that run automatically. They're like, bro, have you made something like Jarvis? That something that Iron Man had. Like, no, I don't think that's. I mean, and being a data scientist myself, I know that's not an easy job. That requires so much of NLP, so much of reasoning, so much cognition power, and the computer vision and the deep learning algorithms. They're way lacking on all these aspects, and and people don't even realize ki it's not even clearly sure get that in the next 20-30 years also we are going to achieve that level of artificial general intelligence. The AGI is what they call it. So that's, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where I was getting a little, what do you call, little chills. Do these guys have no idea what this field is going to do to them, and yet they are just blindly going and doing stuff. A lot of people I meet there, meet online here at Discord, not here but like a lot of the communities that I am part of, like I usually ask them, dude, why do you want to learn data science? Somebody says, I want to learn data science because I want to create my personal assistant. Bro, like, bro, what you are doing right now and what you think you want to do, there's a gap of 10 years at least. He
Yep.
thinks he's going to learn it now, and it's something like spinning off a React website. You'll learn the skin, and then you will have all the components in your mind, and then you'll find those components online. Then you'll stitch them together, and hence your personal assistant is ready. And it takes me so hard to explain them that's not the case. And you know, even worse, those people, when I try to argue with them ki it is not possible with what you are doing right now, you have to go into research, you have to build your algorithms for things that you want to do, and they're
Yep.
like, they give me certain links. Hey, look, Tesla is doing this, Facebook is doing this. You saying we cannot do this? I mean, they're saying ki those things we want to do, they think, at least they think, the things they want to build, things we want to do,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
already
Research.
exist somewhere, and it's not a difficult task. But what they don't realize is companies always post their proof of concepts. They don't know how how their product is going to come out. they just
Yep.
they just they just I mean, you know about the the company, Boston Dynamics.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard the name.
They make robots,
Make
and
robot.
those robots are super cool when you look at them on online videos. But if you take feedback of those who have been around those robots, they're like, they have a way long way to go. They don't believe in its what do you call, in its applicability for a general audience. They say there's a lot we have to build. I mean, not saying I'm not saying those robots are bad, but saying the ones who build them knows their limitations. So, and people online, they haven't researched it a lot to know its limitation. A lot of jobs, a lot of other skills that are available online are deterministic. If it is possible or not. Data science is a blurry gray area here.
Yep.
Things are possible, but with certain percent of accuracy.
Yep. It's kind of really weird, you
Yeah,
know.
it's not deterministic. You cannot say when you make a website that does that does
Error.
online payments.
Yeah.
That
And
does on the payment either goes through or it does not go through.
yeah.
Right,
Uh,
because it's a simple logic.
it's
You've written a
simple.
code. Data
Yeah.
science is a model. Model is always doubtful. It's like, okay, the payment, this person is right for payment, but I think by 50% of accuracy, this person is a legitimate person to pay.
Yep. Yep.
so
It's
so
it.
the system then comes, you know here comes the thing I'm talking about, is human thing. Humans are just like this, and some humans are better than the others based on the intuitions that build. Let's say you and I are looking at a fraudster.
Yep.
You think you think this guy is a fraud by 50% of your total confidence. I see this guy is a fraud by 30% of my confidence. So this 30 to 20%, this 20% difference between both of us is because of your human experience. You've seen more people. You have been around talking to more people. You have that third sense, intuition, the gut feeling. So that's that's where the big data scientists separate themselves.
Yep. Yeah. I
So the
agree.
algorithm is going to spit 50% for you and me both. But you have a better gut feeling because you have been around Indonesian people, that you say this 50% is enough because I already felt 30%. I already felt the other 50% for him. While I already felt 30%, 50, 80. Right? You know, it's some that sort of things. So be a data scientist with a gut feeling, with an intuition, or rather not be at all.
Yep.
So, data scientist is one job that you cannot do passively. You cannot do on autopilot.
Yep.
A lot of
Sometimes
coding.
sometimes your code is looks like working, but actually it is not we supposed to, right? Like maybe from the
That that
accuracy.
that part is mostly same for other coders also. Sometimes
Yeah.
they also think their code is working, but essentially it's not.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when you code, when you code other things, let's say you
Uh,
are coding a software for
yep.
payment across different countries,
Yep.
then you can passively not think and just code. Data science is a feedback loop. You think you can improve, you include 5 out of 10 features, and this algorithm comes out to better. Then you run the algorithm, then you see the accuracy is 50%, then you visualize the results, then you actively take feedback, and then you improve your algorithm. So it's never, you can never do passive coding. You have to think about every certain outcome,
Yeah.
which essentially makes it a lot experience based. I mean, experience based as in,
Yep. Some kind of experience is
yeah,
very needed.
you have to understand more. I mean, you don't have to understand some, but understand more. I mean,
Yep.
understand more as in, ki
Focus on.
incorporate wide perspectives, right? So because it's solving a problem that a human is not so sure about. So when you are building a payment gateway, there are only so many perspectives you should consider, right? But when you're making an algorithm, you should consider, okay, that
Based
person,
on the problem.
yeah, that person has defaulted on the last month's payment. Maybe he's a fraudster. Then the other perspective comes, but he has been paying his bills for the last 1 year. Well, maybe he defaulted on the last month's payment due to COVID. All
Yep.
these subjective arguments that are that are that you cannot do passively. You cannot stick to one argument in your head and make an algorithm.
Yep.
You have to see, okay, might be this is big, this situation is because of COVID, and maybe if it is not because of COVID, maybe that person's business is not running well, right? Maybe that is the case. He's not a fraudster by himself. All those things.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of me talking now. Yeah.
And it's very insightful actually. I don't know. It just I'm so eye open about what the data science is based on your perspective, because yeah,
Yeah, I mean, data science is a science essentially. I mean,
yep,
science means
you have
um,
to
what
delve. You have to delve, right? You have to have some hypothesis, right?
exactly? Yeah,
uh,
science means connecting multiple dots.
yep,
Science means um, thinking broaderly, not just one project,
domain.
not just one sample point.
Yep,
Science means ki it has to be applicable for a wider range of public. You cannot say what works for you works for all the people out there.
yep,
That is what is science. You have to reason things, and computers can only reason. They can only reason what you ask them. Computers are not meant for doing, I mean, as of now, computers are not meant for doing things on their own. You ask computer to do this. Hey computer, give me this file. He's going to give you.
yep,
But who has to form this question? What to ask the computer? Who has to form
yep.
ki
Computer is just a
if I
tool, man.
ask this, yeah, if I ask this and computer gives me this and I do this, what is the overall effect?
Yep,
Right?
yeah,
You have to look at beyond the result. You cannot say ki the payment went well. Correct. You can, this is not your success. Right? The success is payment went well, and the payment is going to run well for the others also. It's like,
yep,
you get it, right? For
yeah,
me it went well. For me it went well because I was on a high internet connection. For the others it won't work well because they were on low internet connection. The gateway is sort of stuck.
yep,
So that's where it comes ki how to ask, what to सबसे पहले तो what to ask, then
yeah.
how
What
to
to
ask.
ask?
When you ask you get the result. Now what to do? You cannot be satisfied. Oh, you cannot be satisfied with those results.
Yep,
And if you are not satisfied with those results, what results are you seeking? Let's say
yep,
you get your desired results. Now you apply it to the mainstream problems. What effect would those results have on that problem, and how you can feedback to the square one based on how your results performed on the main problem. That's entire sort of things. I mean, and it's not like this key. Your algorithm is always changing because of this. Unlike the other things where even if you get the feedback, your algorithm does not change.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
let's say
odd.
if I'm
It's
running an app, running a website,
yeah,
I do get feedback that certain people are not liking the website and
yeah,
their payment is not getting through.
yep, yep,
So I am not including multiple perspectives to improve my algorithm. What I will do is I will do the load balancing.
yep,
Okay,
yeah,
the server traffic is not enough. Let's put. But here, if the person is not fraudster, I have to see, okay, now my algorithm did not work on 10 more people who were fraudster, but my algorithm could not detect. Now I will go to the brief background of those people. Oh, they were fraudster, but they were a white collar fraudster. They had good net worth, but their bank balance was empty.
yep,
Those sort of
yeah, yeah,
perspectives, then you have to
yep.
incorporate.
Uh, Talking
So,
about load balancing is very. I just learned about that when I was learning about AWS, yeah, AWS, Amazon Web Service, yeah.
yeah, yeah, AWS, I know about that. Yeah.
It's load balancing when so many requests when our website accepts too many requests, yeah, we have to do some load balancing. It's kind of really intriguing. Okay.
Exactly. So, I mean, one thing is science
Yep.
and the other is engineering. There is still a difference here.
Yep.
Scientists are the one who don't like to have deadlines. They're the ones that we are in a diffused state. We just want to think. We just want to brainstorm. We just want to cover because they're building for getting insights. They're not building for scale. They are not building for getting more and more customers. They're building because they want to extract something that is not known yet.
Yep. Yeah.
That cannot be a straight
Yeah.
path. That has to be. I mean, that is an unknown path.
Yep. Based on the data that we had maybe past few years ago
Right.
or maybe 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. I mean, it's a lot of me talking. I want to know more about you. Like, how did you start learning data science? I mean, first of all, how did you get motivated on learning data science?
I kind of really, honestly, I kind of really jumpy on learning data science, and it's kind of really jumpy. I just make some model, make some model based on the data set, and make some prediction and make some prediction and many things, and try to visualize it with Matplotlib. Just kind of like
Hmm.
that thing, and yeah, basically I just kind of still learning about data science is. How about you?
No, I mean,
The
so what I meant is, ki, what motivated you to even think about learning it?
because I want to because I love the mathematic behind the data science. I love the mathematic behind the data science. It's like maybe seeking for median or maybe uh, make some prediction based on the pattern or based on the mathematics behind it. It just kind of really fun, and I'm so curious about it. So I want to learn more and more, just like that.
Mhm. You are intrigued by how data can influence decisions around the world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that there's something different, but yeah. Basically, I just
Yeah,
learn
I mean
about
that's
why
yeah.
the
So how?
mathematics
I mean,
behind
let's
is
say you
very.
want you thought ki I will learn data science today. So what were your next steps? Like now I want to learn data science. I know that. Now what?
Um, um, Trying to feel or just observe the environment around me or in social media, what people talking about, what people talking about, what people very need about the future. Maybe some the prediction about flood, the prediction about where the city that is gonna be that have potential to be flooded by rain, and I will make some prediction about it based on the data science method.
Yeah, that's cool, right? I mean,
Yep,
I got the point when you wanted to learn data science, and you know why you want to learn data science, what
yep.
problems and ideas you have in your mind. What I'm trying to ask is, how would you approach learning? Like, let's say I wanted to learn data science. Now, what did you do when you decided you want to learn data science? What next you did? Did you buy some course? Did you go out
Oh
and reach
yeah,
out to some
it
friend?
just
Ki, hey,
oh
look,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
learn together. That's what I'm trying to ask. Like,
I just hands on the that on the dummy data set, just like that. Just want to okay, come on, hands on the project of data science, like maybe some dummy data set, maybe on Kaggle, yeah, on Kaggle, learning on Kaggle or something else like that, and learn so many
but
tools.
that part is fine. But that's a very big jump, right? Let you don't know data science, and the next day you are like, I want to hands on data science. That's a
Uh,
very big jump.
yep.
I
How
mean,
about you? How about you? I mean, come just give me your answer first, just for just for inspiration.
sorry, I actually cannot hear you clearly. What did you say?
Uh, how about you? How about you? How about your answer?
How about me?
Yeah, how about
So,
you?
see, I started data science while I was in college. So I was having so much time. I could learn the maths. I could learn the algorithms. I give myself enough time. I was never hurrying into this process.
Yep.
And now that I have graduated, I think that is something that has played very well for me. And I because when you are aware about the first principles of anything, when you are aware about the building blocks of anything,
Yep.
it sort of gives you the confidence that you are on the right path, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of time when you hurry into things, there's something in your back of the mind that, bro, I'm not very strong on the building blocks. Maybe um, that's why I'm stuck in this project, right? So Yeah, that's pretty much my thing. I mean, so I would not. So another thing that I would always love saying is there's only there's only so much that you can learn in a guaranteed path, a way. It's like all the learning is not fixed. Like all the learning is not predefined. You can only predefine your path up to a certain extent. That I can learn machine learning algorithms
Yep.
in 2 months. That is the only finite path in your mind that you can have.
Yep.
Beyond that, you cannot say, "Hey, I can develop my intuition in 4 months. I can develop
No.
my
It it
people
has a
skills
lot.
in 6 months."
It has a
No,
lot
that's
of
that's a
efforts.
ever longing process.
Yep. Long
So,
process.
so when you ask me how did you learn, I will only talk about how did I learn until I acquired the basic vocabulary of data science.
Yep. You
That's the
just
only thing I.
yeah.
And beyond that, I learned. But when I was sleeping and I was thinking, I learned when I saw my mother was not able to decide where to grow her plants. Then I could
Yeah.
use the data based on the sunlight, and I could say, "Hey, look, you can grow your plants here."
Yep.
So that's where the other learning comes from. But I learned my vocabulary in maybe 4 to 5 months. And I mean, so again, there is another catch to it. So 4 to 5 months was my time to learn machine learning vocabulary, the data science, the core data science
Yep.
vocabulary. The other vocabulary, the mathematics one, it was an ever longing process. I was in my college first year, and then I was being taught courses on statistics, probability,
Yep.
and that's how I learned those things there. And then I was in my second year, no, not second year, second semester of the first year, and then I was introduced to something called linear algebra. There
Yep.
I sort of learned it off and on and off.
Yeah.
Right, then there comes some multivariate calculus. I had done multivariate calculus like integration, differentiation, basic, all those elementary stuff in my high school. So those skills sort of transferred well, and I was able to catch up with these sort of skills here also. And when you talk about the programming, I started because DSA is a very important part of the data science too. I started in probably my first year,
Hmm.
and because at that time I was in high school before that, and in high school you do not have enough opportunities to even think about learning coding, right?
Yep.
So when I was doing in my first year, it was a very new thing for me, and I was so much interested. I used to code for hours and hours, and I wouldn't realize how the time went by. And and I mean, so the crux of all these things is I had never forced myself into anything. Everything was coming to me naturally. Programming came to me naturally because I was having fun. That was the most important thing,
Yep. Yeah.
right?
Programming is
And
very important.
that maths was coming naturally because it was my college course. I had to do it. Right. So here's the difference. You know what? If I had been doing what do you call this mathematics just for the data science, I would have time boxed myself. I would have, I would have restricted myself. Ki data science needs only this much of maths. You don't need beyond it. But when I was learning for my college course, there wasn't even a thought in my head ki I am learning this for data science. So I was just learning that mathematics. I was just
Yep.
learning that.
Yeah.
So this sounds like a subtle difference, but it creates a long compounded change.
Yep.
You know, that's where I recommend a lot of people do not rush into it. Nobody's taking your job, and if you spend
Yeah.
enough time, it
Yeah.
is only going to help you. I mean,
Yep.
I always say this whenever I meet somebody. People don't want you to have the level of skill you want to have. They want you to have a skill that they need. Companies don't want you to be expert of data science, do they?
No, I think not. The
Right?
company just
Nobody wants.
need,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So the
need what
level,
they have to need.
yeah, yeah. So everything is what you call it. It's business, right?
Yeah, business.
Every, I mean, so what people are doing is that they're seeing the require. People are taking themselves as companies as their client. They're saying, okay, this client requires this many skills. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to serve them. So that's not an approach I would ever follow. I would say I don't care about what you need. If I'm
Yeah.
learning the skill, I better learn it.
Yep.
That's what I followed.
Yeah.
And it turns out very well. It turned out very well for me because that company may or may not exist, but it's I would still be confident. Yeah, I have learned it thoroughly that I have the skill, right?
Yeah. Do you have any experience working on some company?
I do have, yeah, I do have.
Yeah.
Uh,
How
so I
long?
have
How long? How long?
how long? So I just graduated in
Oh,
2021,
you
right?
just graduate, and what you
Yeah,
are you were intern or maybe
yeah. That's
part
what I'm
time?
coming at. So I had done a couple of internships, the AI internship, machine learning internships in my college.
Okay.
I mean, while I was in college, I did industry internships only. So that was one of my first hand experience on the companies, how the corporate
Wow. I
works.
mean,
And
that is
now,
very great.
yeah, now as I've graduated, I've been into a full time job now.
Yeah.
The so that's yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where a lot of people, including me, have this opinion. Whatever we learn in college, only 50-60% of that is being utilized in the companies. They don't
Wow.
have that much specialized jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't even need one. I cannot think about me brainstorming with my team on why we are using this sort of algorithm or why SVM is built this way. Why not change the Euclidean distance to some other distance, Riemannian distance, and maybe do that. I cannot think about these sort of things, brainstorming these sort of things with my colleagues because that's not their interest. They just want to get the work done.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's where I usually think, right? Ki maybe it the fields are a lot bigger and they have a lot of depth and opportunities than it has been showcased to us. The other insight that people usually have is get a job, you will learn everything on the fly. It's like you don't need to be great to start, but you have to be for
Prepare.
being great you have
Yeah.
to start.
Just
Yeah,
being
that
prepared,
sort of
right?
thing. Yeah, that sort of attitude a lot of people have. They just learn the basic, they start, and they think whatever they are doing in the company, they're learning a couple of cool things.
Yep.
But when I realize a lot of them are just building stuff, they're just building mindlessly, and that's when that's when I realize I think there's something different to just being ready for a company.
Yeah.
There's something
Wow.
different. I mean, if I don't want to be doing things mindlessly, I would want to know things before, and I would and it okay. And the other catch here is that does not mean I would have to sacrifice a lot of my years also. A lot of people say ki what you are saying ki you don't you have to be quite a lot knowledgeable to at least even try for a good role. Maybe you were thinking about timeline of 5-6 years. I'm like, bro, why would I do that? I mean, that's not even possible. They
Yep.
think learning data science in a way they are doing and learning in a thorough way has a gap of at least 4 or 5 years,
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
and which is not true, which is a myth.
Yeah.
And this narrative has been created by a lot of people online who falsely claim you need a PhD for data science.
Wow. That's very insightful. I just, I
A
mean,
lot of people online, they think they've created a false narrative. That narrative about being a practitioner versus being a researcher versus being somebody who understands it. There are three different things.
yeah. Yeah.
Researcher has his own role, I agree. Practitioner has his own role, but there's
Yep.
something in between. You are not a researcher, but you understand things and apply.
Yep.
And you understand, I mean, and by understand, I don't mean the way you understand practitioner sort of things, right? You
Yep.
understand things from the first principles. You know them. You are not researching, but you first know them from the first principles.
Yep.
So that's the middle ground I want
Yeah.
people to achieve, but
You,
that
you,
takes few months more,
yeah. You
maybe an year
just
more at the very max,
you just
but not more than
comparing
that.
you just
But
comparing to theories. You just compare to theories or maybe to domain of knowledge and you make something new, right? I don't know.
exactly, yeah.
Ah.
If I have to do new things, I would have to understand things.
Ah.
Understand the old things to do new things. If I do
Yeah.
not understand old things, well, how can I even think about doing new things?
Yeah.
There's a famous company, Zillow.
Zero. I
That's
haven't
that's a
heard
prop
haven't
tech
heard the name.
company. property tech company that's based out in US. You look at
Zillow.
how their poor data scientist led the company to $1 billion fall. Exactly. I mean, that was such a monumental case study, and it's not a very old news. It has happened recently, like maybe 6 or 8 months back. And the sort of, yeah, I mean, so I have not dived much into what the intricate details of that case was, but what I could understand after overlooking it briefly,
Yeah,
the data scientists were using a library known as Profit, which is a famous Facebook library for time series forecasting. And turns out that library was having inefficient algorithms, or maybe some algorithms that weren't implemented the way they were supposed to be. And those guys were mindlessly using those algorithms without even realizing they had been doing it wrong for over years.
yeah, mm,
Suddenly, their algorithm wasn't recommending all the good things first, and the people were getting wrong, poor, unsolicited recommendations.
yeah,
And all these, and they had to, I mean, they had been in this trap of the wannabes. I mean, they had been in the trap of the hype, or maybe the over dependence of data science. They were completely depending on data science. They were not, they were thinking it from the algorithm perspective. They were not thinking it from the human perspective. And at the same time, they were not even following the proper channels of what do you call, feedback loop and improvising. So it was from the non-human in the loop, while data science is always human in the loop.
yeah,
Anyways, that's so much of me talking again.
yeah.
I would
I
want to
think
know, like,
I think
I'm
that's
always
very great.
yeah I,
Basically,
I'm always yeah I'm always curious about knowing how people start their data science journey. Like,
yeah.
if they want to learn data science, what is the first step they take?
Uh, for me, personally,
Yeah,
for me,
yeah, for you.
learn the fundamentals, learn about data structure.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
So, first of all, were you from a tech background or a non-tech? I mean,
I
sorry, I
mean,
don't
yeah,
even know about your background.
I was in
Can
vocational high
you?
school.
Yeah.
I was in vocational high school. Is it like it is like high school, but it is more focused on some vocational skill. And coincidentally, I was taking tech technique of networking. It's not kind of it's really far away from programming, but yeah, it's really tech. It's really technology. So many technology matter on it, and then
Right.
after that, uh, I go to college taking computer science major, and I've been 6 semester on this. So yeah, right now
Sure, sure.
I was in vocational high school, and then I going to college of computer science major. Mm.
Right. So you were in college, right? So,
Yeah, I'm in college right now.
yeah, you are in college. So, I mean, so college usually does not teach skills like data science. It sort
No.
of teaches you computer science, right? It
Um.
teaches you software engineering, networking,
Yep.
data structures, and all these
Yep.
things. So
Yeah.
now you have to learn data science on your own. First of all, how did you think about learning data science? Did you think about buying some courses or learning on your own?
I don't know. Maybe, well, when I open YouTube, there is someone talk about there is on video that data science it's a good job to do in
Hmm.
2022 on the time, and
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of really curious what data science is,
yeah.
and coincidentally I have some recommendation course from my college to follow. It is called
What?
decoding, and they
Uh,
have some machine learning for beginner, and I follow this.
what? I have not heard about that course. Can you share it with me so I know
it
what
is
course are you talking about?
it is in Indonesia,
Ah,
decoding.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, decoding. But
Decoding. I mean, so why did your college recommend a course? I mean, is there something for profit there for them?
um I don't know. It is
Because
just
my college never recommended any third
really
party course.
no. It is not my college, but my lecturer. He just about join up decoding and use my referral link, just like that, and
Ah,
uh,
referral link.
yeah.
While doing referral link, they get the money. Okay, okay, okay.
And every st-
Now I understand.
and every student following this, and yeah, I mean it's kind of really worth it. The method is really kind of really worth it, and they have some submission to for all students or for all participants to submit the the exercise files, and I submit and I got yeah just a good score, just like that.
So, I mean, so after that, because so my opinion about online courses is like they are good for learning one skill, but they're not good for a goal.
Yep, yeah, they
I
have
mean, after
they
doing,
they
what do
just
you do after
focus
doing the course? You've
they just
done a
focus
course. Now
on
what?
they just focus on one domain, right? They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
focus
exactly.
on one domain,
Yeah, exactly. What do you do next? I mean,
and then
that's important. What do you do next?
and then uh I kind of have some pause, not pause, kind of hiatus, hiatus apa, I kind of really have
You
some
have
gap.
what? You have what? You
I
have
can
what?
I have some gap about 6 months or maybe 1 year. I didn't review my data science skill anymore. I have
That,
some one gap. I didn't learn about data science. I just focus on software engineering, learn about web, learn about mobile application,
that.
just like that.
Yeah. So how? So for data science, you did this decoding Indonesia thing, right?
Yeah,
But how do you normally learn skills online? Do you go for paid courses or do you buy as though you go for free ones?
free ones. I prefer free ones. If the free ones is very worth it, so I choose free. But if it
So
has,
that as a learner, this has been a very huge problem for me. What course to choose? How do you know what course to choose?
but yeah, the course the priority course that I choose is if the course offer something that really hands on the real world, right? Maybe it is project how to build payment or at apa payment of ticket, or maybe it is application build application for like Uber, maybe build application
Mhm.
like Tinder, just like that. And I hold the
Okay,
course
you
just
like
like that.
hands-on courses better.
Yeah, and maybe the priority course that I choose is based on the teacher. I know the teacher. The teacher is very good at explaining, so I buy the course just like that.
Yeah, credibility of teacher.
Yeah, the credibility of teacher. I just don't randomly buy the course based on wow the technology is very good. Okay, I buy it. No. I don't do that. I
Mm.
still very selective
Yeah,
on it.
I agree. I agree. That is something I used to do a lot.
Yeah.
But online courses, I mean, buy a lot of online courses, but somehow I'm not able to do them. I'm
Really?
not consistent.
You don't you
Yeah,
don't
I
accomplish it.
start a course, and then it's like
You don't accomplish
it
it.
stops in the middle. I'm not focused. How do you manage this thing?
I just have some commitment. Okay, I gonna finish this course on 1 month. Okay, on 1 month I gonna finish this course. So I just don't learn anything but this course. I just don't read anything but this course. I just don't learn anything but this course. I just have commitment to finish this course at 1 month, maybe on 2 weeks. I don't know, just like that. Just try to focus on my course. Sometimes you get boring. Sometimes you get it's kind of really repetitive. But yeah, I mean, that's learning. That's a part of learning, right? That's a part of struggle.
No, but
You get
see,
bored.
but the thing here is, ki, you are not you at this at right now you have a lot of time to learn. You are in college,
Yep.
right? But let's say you right now you don't not have any exams coming up. You do not have any other commitments of college deadlines coming up. So you can devote a total 100% full day time to a single course. But now the thing comes when you have another commitments. let's say your college is running,
Yep.
you have your exams coming up,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
then
yeah. Yeah,
that's
just
where challenge comes, right?
prioritize my college, of course. I prioritize my exam, my college first, but I make my course as a job site, as a side job. Maybe I will do this just in the morning, or maybe I will do this just in the night for just about 5 minutes or maybe 15 minutes. It's all okay if the time is very little, but I have to do it consistently, day by day, consistently like that. If I have some commitment on college of exam or maybe anything else.
Anything else? That actually makes sense because yeah, I mean, you have to graduate to be into
Yeah,
job.
of course, yeah. I have to, bro. Well, I mean that's very a lot. Thank you.
Tell me another thing. I mean, you are consistent. That's a very different trait you have, right? 90% of the people are not. I have met a lot of people here, and they are like, they are interested for 1 day, and they are interested for 2 days, or at max 10 days. But after that, when things get hard, which they will
Yeah,
eventually get hard,
they
because
give
data
up.
science is
They,
science,
they give
as I
up.
told. So now everybody does not has this resilience or do not have this resistance to overcome all the emotional distress and
Yep,
continue learning data science.
yep.
They
The
think their life is
passions.
falling apart because when they don't understand concepts, they're like, maybe this is not for me, maybe I've chosen the wrong field,
Yep,
maybe for somebody who is very smart of IQ 160 plus.
yep,
I mean, all those sort of things turn up, and people feel very, very hit against the wall. Sort of. So now, how do you? First of all, would you ever
no,
like think on these lines, or do you even
no, never,
get in
never.
these situations?
I remember before I got to college, I do observe my college curriculum. I observe college, my college of major. Every university have some website that explain the teacher, the lecturer, the curriculum, the class, the facility, and I observe the curriculum out there. So
Right.
I prepare for first semester. Uh, the about my major learn about data structure, about statistic, about calculus. Okay, I'm prepared for that. Okay, so before I go into college, I taking course,
Mm.
maybe just a little course on YouTube, maybe just introduction about data structure, introduction uh, about database, the
I see.
introduction about
I mean,
statistic. So
I
when
got
I
where you're coming from. I actually got where you're coming from, but that still does not give you a good idea unless you are doing things. Because see,
yep,
when you look at a basic preliminary course, let's say you want to learn data science, you look at
yep,
a preliminary course, and they explain all the things in a way which is like super simple. It's
yep,
like, dude, you don't have to do things. It's super simple.
yep,
But when you do ongoing
yep,
things,
yep.
then
But
you
at least
realize all of those guys were lying.
yeah, but at least it will be some preparation, before I taking the real college. I need some
Mhm.
introduction first. It's like warming up. Okay, warming up. You're gonna go to college. You will learn a lot about so many hard knowledge. So before you jump in to the major, you have to some introduction about what you're gonna face, just like that. Even though at the end the knowledge is very hard, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I have some preparation, so yeah, I can compromise everything.
You have a warm up done before even going through.
Yeah, yeah. You can say that I have some warming up. So even though at the end it's very hard, I can compromise. I
Yeah.
can.
You know, no, this part is fine. I really appreciate your what do you call it? The confidence and the conviction you portray.
Yep.
You know, so, so a lot of people, the problem they have is key they warm up. Let's say everybody warms up these days,
Yeah.
because if I want to learn, let's say, a field that I have never heard about, I would essentially go out and watch some videos. I will warm up myself, and I will form an idea. Hey, this is something cool, and this will require a lot of time. I will mentally prepare myself up.
Yep.
But when it's like you prepare when you are not in the war.
Yep.
You say, oh, hey, look, I have all the soldiers, I have a good infantry, all the armory that I have. But
Yep.
when you are in the war, it's like, the that is where the doubt kicks in. Ki maybe I was wrong about all the soldiers I had. These guys have a better armory, right? So
Yep.
what I'm trying to say is, when you are in the problem, not when you are outside the problem, when you are trying to understand concepts and they are taking time, when you are when you are thinking the path would have been a straight line, it's an exponential path. It's not it's a sinusoidal path. One peak then one bottom, it's like. So there has to be some qualities of you, or maybe some external help, or
Yep.
maybe some tools that keep you motivated even when you are not in your best. I hope I made the question clear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can, I missed it.
Yeah, sure. So what I'm saying is, when you are not in the problem, when you are looking at the problem from outside,
Yep.
then it's a completely different story.
Yep.
It's not, let's say, if I'm sitting in Russia, if I'm in Ukraine,
Yep.
and there were no talks about Russia attacking us, then
Yep.
if I were the president or the prime minister, whatever they have, I would think I can manage if Russia attacks me. That's no big deal, because I'm
Yep.
not in the problem.
Yep.
I'm outside the problem. But now when it has done that attack, I'm not saying one country is better than the other. I don't know about it. It's just the online opinion that I've heard.
Yep.
And people have been very, what do you call, fearful of Russia. I mean, even the biggest of the countries, because of the technological and the, what do you call,
One
excellence
landing.
portrayed by them in all the fronts. I mean,
One
yeah.
landing.
Yeah, yeah. So exactly. So now when they are attacked by Russia, the scenario is not different. Now they might feel, hey, what probably I was wrong before.
Yep.
I was overestimating myself and underestimating the enemy.
Yep. Yeah.
Same happens for data science. When you're not learning data science, everything seems, oh, I have the potential. I will do it
Yep.
no
Yep.
matter
Yeah.
what. I don't know.
Everything looks easy at everything looks easy from the outside.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So now, when you are in data science, let's say you are learning the concept of
Yeah.
naive bias,
It's
which
getting
is
hard.
like very basic problem. But
Yep.
when you come from a very different background as sales, marketing, not you, but people, non-tech people who want to transition to data science, for them, naive bias is a lot of maths. It's like, bro, what kind of maths this is? A lot of people ask me.
Yep.
I mean, so then they realize they were just overestimating themselves and underestimating the problem. And then the people now, so they don't, so now the difference comes. They don't know the problem is not with them. The problem is mentally, psychological block. The problem is a natural problem that everybody faces when transitioning from one field to the other. All those self-doubt kicks in, all those um, vulnerabilities, uncertainties kick in, right? I'm
Yep.
sure it happens with a lot of people. It happens with me when I'm learning a new skill.
Yep.
I for a few days it takes me a lot of time to absorb, even if I'm going at the right spot or not. And it must have been happened with you. You are learning a skill and it's sort of getting harder. Then how do you cope up with this? How do you you get what I mean, right?
Yep. I know. I know. I will. I will active in community and ask the person that maybe have some same experience like me. Yeah,
Right.
just like that. Just
You
asking.
need like-minded peers.
What?
You want to meet people who are just like you, so
Yep.
that you guys can warm yourself up and grow at the same time.
Yep. Yeah. Just growing up together and
Yes.
try to attack. And if that's
And
the
currently there is no online platform that matches you with the right people. There is
real,
Tinder
really.
that matches you with, yeah, I mean there's definitely no, I mean what I'm saying is Tinder matches you with your with girls, right? For
Yep.
for that sort of requirement of yours, the those sort of needs.
Yep.
But for career needs, there is no platform which can map to like-minded individuals. You know of any platform?
Really? Stack Overflow maybe? Or Discord like just like this?
But Discord is not a solution. It is just, it's just here, right? I mean, you know, Discord is not the solution. Like Tinder is made for this,
Yeah, meant for dating.
made for dating, right? Yeah. But Discord is not making for grouping people who want to learn together, right? It so just happens कि people talk and they eventually meet up, which
Oh yeah.
means a lot of that's not a structured way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so unstructured.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so far that's the answer that I can give you.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's kind of
You
really
know,
hard. You
yeah.
know, it's kind of really hard. You know, this is the situation of the career, the learning journey is kind of really it's kind of really getting hard. And yeah, whatever happens, we just need to survive.
Sorry, I could not understand. Your voice was cutting a lot.
Yeah, yeah, we just need to survive.
You just need to
Survive, survive,
certify.
survive,
Survive. Survive.
survive, survive. You know,
Survive.
survive is
Survive.
like
Yeah, okay, sorry, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not used to this accent in English, so I it's hard for
oh
me to
yeah, I
understand.
know. It's very hard. You know, my accent is kind of really frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not saying your accent because I'm not. I'm also a non-native English speaker.
Yep, yeah,
So
it's okay.
it's not my first language. So it's. I mean, even speaking is a little hard. So leaving aside listening such a complex thing. Anyways, yeah,
Uh,
I get this point of yours. So yeah, so I mean, have you ever learned in groups with your peers, maybe?
just I think just a small group for some exercise from my lecture, just like that, you know, for some programming things, web,
Hmm.
maybe some AG technology, other things. It just no, never, never. It's kind of a small group for my college. I mean,
Yeah.
small group just talk about a lot about exercise and many exams, like just like that. But for technology in general, no, we never.
I mean, what did you guys do in your small group?
Just finishing our homework, just like that, you know.
No, no, that is very interesting. So, I mean, I want to know, like, because, what I'm trying to understand here is what skills that peer group portrays that we can use it for data science also.
Um, maybe,
I mean, so
maybe,
talk
um,
talk more about ki what, why did you
maybe,
make a group? What
maybe,
I mean, what was the most beneficial point of the group?
maybe just kind of really networking with friends or and using some tool that we never used before, you know, just like that, you know, just kind of really hard skill that we never know before,
Hmm.
just like that.
Right, right. So you guys were introduced to all those. I mean, you wanted to learn together. I mean, was there any motivation? I mean, you could have done on your own. Why together?
I prefer together, but I just haven't fit yet with so many people around me, you know what I'm saying?
What you mean is you want to learn together, but you do not find enough motivated people around you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant, huh? That's what I meant.
Yeah, man, that's so good feedback. So I'm asking these questions because I recently, few days back, I put this on the group. Those who want to learn data science, we can do something for you guys. We can club you guys together,
Yeah,
and that's why I'm getting all your feedback. So I know you are the one who wants to learn together.
yep, of course. I'm willing to.
Yeah, I'm so yeah. Before that, how would you ident? Because learning in group is one of the coolest thing that can ever happen to anyone. That's for
Yes,
sure.
yes. Yeah, it's very
But
impactful, huh?
it's a double-edged sword. If you do it right, it's so amazing. But if you do
Uh,
not do it right, it can be the worst experience ever in your life.
yep,
I have a very
yes.
terrible experience with group studying. So I mean, I was in a. I met a couple of people online, and that was some few years back. And when I was just starting out learning data science, right?
Yep.
I thought those guys were great. I mean, great as in ki they were really motivated to learn things and grow. And I was also one of those motivated folks. I wanted to learn and grow too. But I made a group with them, and we were doing it just fine. I mean, they were a lot motivated. They were very confident. Ki we have to learn data science. All those things. They were very motivated, and I
Yep.
was in that opinion. Ki these guys are such a great group, and I will be really learning a lot on the way.
Yep.
But turns out, people are not what they portray. There's a dirty side to everything they say.
Yep.
If there are a lot of people who are showing a lot of confidence are the ones who are most insecure inside.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could not even guess all these
I
things
feel
from
that.
that. And turns out after few days, I mean, we were a group of five. So after 7 days, we were only four. After 10 days, three more dropped. So we were only sort of two now. Sorry, three in total dropped. So not three more.
Yeah.
So we were two now. So after 10 days, out of five, only two were left. And then I realized, dude, I have wasted so much time on this, and turns out it is going nowhere. And we tried looping in them back, and they were like, no, somebody said no, I think I got some full-time job, I won't be able to continue this. Somebody says I was only thinking about learning data science, I did not know it was so hard. Right, all these excuses came up, and all, I mean, so they were not dedicated, and I could not know because of the confidence, the fake confidence that they showed me online. And all it resulted was wasting my time. And after that particular day, I decided I am only going to go back to the group after trying on my own. I am not going to make, so again, I did not rule that group totally, because that would be the stupidest thing to do in the world. Every great person has been learning from some great person. So so yeah, then I decided that I will be only participating in groups when I have tried enough.
Yep. Yeah.
So they, so those guys, even if they do not help me, they cannot take anything from me. Then I'm not
Yep.
dependent on them.
Yep.
It's just me and
Yeah.
them. We are in a mutual relationship. I'm
Yeah.
going to give, and they're going to give.
Don't be the loudest person in the room. You know what I'm saying, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, that, I mean, I always, I always take people's emotions or people's the way they present something with a
Yep.
grain of salt. I do not even consider while judging.
Yeah.
I always, I mean, I remove that emotion aside, and I would always evaluate the content.
Yep.
But so the problem I was saying here is meeting the right people is such a hard problem. I
Yep.
mean,
That's very hard.
even, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, even the problems of relationships, the problems of getting the right partner for your marriage,
Yep.
that is, I mean, this is such a hard thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's very
that's, I
hard.
mean,
It's
this
very hard.
problem of meeting the right group to learn is very similar to all those things. So how would you solve it?
How I solve this?
So, like,
Um,
I mean, I'm asking, I'm sort of not, I have like asking you to answer it concretely, but just brainstorming with you.
yep.
How would you evaluate a person to form a group? Like, what would your thoughts be?
Uh,
It
First,
can be any. Don't
yeah.
think you have to
First,
make
I
sense. It
will.
can be any emotion you feel.
Yep. First, I will try to educate them first. Just like, hey, do you want to learn about data science? Hey, you want to learn about programming? If they are interested, maybe yeah, let's we learn together. But if they ignore, or
But
if
people can, I
they,
mean, as data science is being portrayed as the next big job,
yeah,
everybody say, look, I'm interested. Now
yep, yeah,
you're
yeah,
the one
yeah.
who's going to be fooled.
Yeah, but sometimes they just get frustrating when they see some code on computer, and they just, oh, okay, I'm very busy seeing your code. Okay, I just get away, and sometimes I just trying to find, just trying to join up the community that has existed. I join on the community, just just having fun, just having fun there.
I
It
mean,
is. it is
This is
either,
you are in the community just having fun, but this is fine.
yeah,
But
it is.
what I'm trying to say is, ki, how would you evaluate somebody you want to make a group with?
Um, I will test them first. I will test them.
That
Do
is
you?
the problem I am very
Yeah,
curious about. How would I do? I'm very struggling with this problem. If you can
yeah.
help me with this.
I will test them. Do you like? Do you really are you really interested in? Do you really interest in data science? Really interested about what we are doing now? Do you? If they just
Say yes, but if I say yes, I am interested, then what will be your take? Like, how would you evaluate this guy is lying?
and I will give them some project maybe. Okay, from this week you try to find maybe some project, maybe some course that you have to follow, and try explain to me what you get from that course, what you get from that project, what you have learned, and explain to me, maybe me as a leader, or maybe me as a leader of community. And in one and if they can explain something from the project that they have followed, or maybe the result, yeah, the result of the course that they have followed, they will explain. But if they can, or maybe if they don't follow even in the first time, so yeah, you just can you so it is the wrong place for you, you can say that.
Right. I mean, I get where you are coming from, but you know, people will be say, "Hey, Yasya, who are you? Why should I prove you myself to you?"
Yeah. um
Like, it's like you are clubbing with people, right? You are
yep.
not dictating people. So people will be like, "Who is this guy? Who is this rude guy? Remove
Yeah, I
him."
know. Yeah, I know that. Maybe I just find what they have done. Okay, this guy have so many projects. Okay, this guy have built so many application. Okay, this guy haven't done nothing interesting. So yeah, maybe I can skip this guy. Okay, maybe another guy have built some awesome project. Okay, I can learn from this guy. So that's how I find people, just like that, based on what they work, not what they are, not what their status, no, not just like it, but what they have done in computer science field.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
I mean, so I don't have any ideas on how would I do, but I will think from the perspective of recruiter. So
yep,
recruiter, the way he sees the resume, because
yep,
he and I has the same problem. He wants to hire the right candidate. I also want to hire maybe or collaborate with the right person.
yep, yeah. You are
So
trying to be,
yeah,
you,
I might look at his resume and guess.
yep, yeah.
What do you
I,
think?
I have listened something from some motivator. When when you recruit, you are guessing, but when you fire, you choosing. You know what I mean? When you recruit, when you recruit,
Yeah, yeah,
when you are
that's very
recruiter, you are
interesting.
guessing. But when you fire people, you choosing. You you know who you are. Who you fire, but you never
Yeah.
know who you recruit. You never know. You never know
Hiring is
who you
easier.
recruit. Just
Hiring is
like
an
that.
easier job.
Yeah.
So that that is where you look at this problem from data science.
Yeah.
Hiring is data science. Firing is not data science. So let's say there are two types of data scientists.
Yep.
One does the hiring and the other does the firing.
Yep.
Firing one is just going to visualize the data and fire.
Yep.
The hiring one will make the algorithm. And now you see the different skills that are portrayed in hiring and firing. Hiring one needs to be more intuitive, more human driven.
Yep.
You know, you look, how why we say the older people have the most experience.
I think it is based on how they solve the
How
problem.
they have lived so
You can
long, they have
it
so much of
you
human insight.
you can look people by how they solve the
Right.
problem.
They can look at a
Yeah.
person and say, judge them, ki this guy sounds mischievous.
Yep.
So that is a skill. See, if I give you an example of two data scientists, how the one that is hiring is much more skilled, and how his skill is more valuable than the second.
Yeah, based on how they solve the problem. If
Like you,
yeah, just
in my
like
opinion, the older people will make the best data scientists.
yep,
It's not the young ones. It's not the ones who know the tech.
yep,
The one who know understand the people, who know how to understand the world, will make the best data scientists.
yep, yeah. But it's not sometimes not correspond. You know, it sometimes it's not very relate
Yeah.
because the old people. I can judge people age by how they capable they are. Sometimes old people they are just using the old tools, old methods, and have not adapt with so many changes in our company maybe or in some real world problem. I don't know. But if you choose the young people, maybe
Mm.
they know what the trend of kind of really problem in real world or maybe what the trend of the tools that they have to use the trend of the method that they have to use. So there's still reason to choose the young people, uh, just from what I see, you know.
Right. I get what you are trying to say here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, we were on a very different discussion. Ki, yeah. How will you I mean, yeah, I was saying I might look at their resumes and might look at their LinkedIn profiles and might guess ki, okay, this guy sounds really cool.
uh, yeah,
But how would you judge? Like, do you think
yeah.
that's a cool approach?
When you see the people right in your eyes, I mean, when you see people physically, when you see how they work in your company, just like that, you know, there is no other method better than that. You know, you see how this guy works in your company, how his manner, how his work, how his ethic, just like that. You know, yeah. I mean, it is a social media era where maybe you can see people based on their profile, LinkedIn profile, but that's not really relates about
Right.
on how they
Yeah,
work
there's always
in
two sides to it.
physically.
A lot of people, that's what they say, ki, you cannot judge somebody by the piece of paper. You have to,
Yeah,
you're not
Y-
judging a product, you are judging a human.
you're judging the human by how this guy works in your
Ah,
company, just like
right.
that. There is no better answer. Just you know. Okay,
Exactly.
thank you, Jess, for everything that you have shared. Maybe well, the time is very, the time is very limited. So maybe we can
Yeah, yeah,
continue
sure.
this in another
Yeah, sure,
chance.
sure.
Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. Another time.
can I reach you? Maybe your Instagram profile or Twitter or maybe
Yeah, you can reach me out on my.
what exactly what's your Instagram or maybe Twitter maybe
Okay, I am mostly active on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay, okay, share your profile LinkedIn on my message.
Sure, man. Okay, there's one last question. Do you think AI can be used to match the right people? Data science can be used to match the right people.
It could be yes, it could be no. Seeing how AI working on advertisement in social media like Instagram or Facebook, maybe it could be yes, but
Hmm.
it could be no if people manipulate his preference on profile. You know, let's say that you make AI on Tinder. You
Any
know,
legitimate, if you have legitimate profiles,
yeah,
then it can be, but else
yeah,
it cannot be.
yeah. Let's say you make profile on Tinder. You have preference. You like dog. You like vacation, but actually you are not. It just for manipulate that you're searching for. You know, you're searching for the girls that have same hobbies. You know, yeah.
Hmm.
I cannot detect what's inside your heart. You know what I'm saying. Um,
I mean, I'm just thinking ki if I could, because I'm a data scientist myself, I want to
yep.
automate everything that requires a lot of human effort.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I can automate, because this is a very important problem, right?
Uh,
Um, Matching right people to the right people. I have been a sufferer of this once and for all. So I was thinking ki, if I can make an algorithm which can do it. But yeah, that's what I was asking you a lot of questions for. Anyways, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for sharing. It's very expensive information. I just find
no,
new
I
great
just
people.
I
I find
so
great people here.
don't take it too seriously. I just want to think and blabber whatever comes to my mind. So
Yeah.
I always so when people tell me ki give me advice, so I always give them a disclaimer. So what I am going to tell you is not advice. It is just something I am thinking. It's so it might not be. It might change. If you ask something today to me, I might
Yep.
have a different opinion tomorrow or day after.
Really. Maybe every
Exactly.
people. Yeah.
So I
Every
always like
every people.
open-ended
Yeah.
brainstorming session. I don't like question answers.
Yeah.
You are not
People.
here with me for answers.
Yeah.
I don't have answers. I have thoughts.
Yeah. People changing and what they see is changing too. So it's kind of really usual if people have some different opinion time by time.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, the best people out there are flexible. That's what makes them the best
Yep.
because they're ready to adapt, and that's what differentiates them with the rest. And that's
Yep.
what I follow. And
Yep.
I don't want to be rigid. Data science is going to be here for
Yeah.
10, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
now I meet a lot of people and I realize maybe humans are going to be here for next 10, 20 years and data science is just going to be a tool.
Yeah.
So
Exactly
this is
what's current project that viewing learning server
I don't know.
have
So it is
you don't
not
know?
first of all it is not my server. I'm just here
Oh
to
no,
interact with people.
you don't build the server. No, you don't.
No, it is not mine. No.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
just here
okay
as a
then.
member.
Okay then, yeah, you're very
Yeah,
great though.
so
You're very great. You are very great.
yeah, so I mean, so Dementor, the guy, I think he is the one who has made we were chatting on Discord. The way I met you, I met him. So we were chatting, and then he sent me invite few days back after,
Okay.
and when I'm free because it's weekend in India, it's Saturday. It's mostly free for me.
Yep.
So, what is a better day in this COVID world to network with people on weekend? So that's why I'm here for today to know more people, to know what they think
Yeah.
about.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah,
No,
we can
it's
we
it's
can, we can do
as I
this
said.
sometimes again.
As I said, I am not here for advice sharing. So you don't need to
Yeah.
thank me. I don't know if most of my advice is even applicable. I'm just here
Yeah.
for a brainstorming session
Yeah.
or a thought knowledge transfer session.
Yeah.
So
It means a lot. Okay. Thank you, Jess. Exactly. What is your real name?
I have sent you my LinkedIn profile.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I
Make
haven't checked
sure,
that.
yeah, make sure do not send it anywhere on the server. I don't like to reveal myself
Okay. Okay. Thank
because
you.
if
Thank
you
you very
reveal
much.
yourself on the server, a lot of
Yeah.
people turn out.
Yeah. You can call me Indra anyway.
Oh, nice to meet you, Indra. Okay,
Okay.
then
Thank you.
have fun. Let's meet someday again.
Okay. Thank you.